Let's just call it what it is, a shithole. Ever since COVID, everything's closed down.
It's having a hard time. I got a friend that runs the comedy club out there that has a hard time. No, they're still, just Saturdays. It's just funny for them on Saturdays. Mojo's is gone, but that's a whole other story. Mojo's wasn't the real comedy club.
That's right.
All right, we're going to keep it moving right along. Ladies and gentlemen, right now, I need your help. Okay, because the next person comes to the stage, it's his very first time ever being on the stage and doing stand-up comedy. So I need your help. I need you to buy into this. I need you to lean in. I need you to laugh a little bit. Clap it up, and support and show some love. Can you do that for me, for this guy? Because, if not, he may not come back and do this again, and that would be a terrible thing, So, we're going to bring this gentleman to the stage. He hails all the way from North Canton. Please put your hands together and welcome to the stage, Rick.
When you put doing stand-up at a comedy club on your bucket list, this is where I wound up. Good evening, everybody. I'd like to thank Chris here a lot because he made the drink so cheap. We all know that the more you guys drink out there, the funnier everybody comes up here is going to be. So, drink up. I run a movie theater for a living, so I'm kind of a PG guy. If I really get going, I can maybe get up to PG-13, but even though there's an R in Rick, there's no R in my material, so what I have tonight is a beautiful romantic story about the difference between men and women, and it involves my brother. He'd been dating this woman for a few months, and he figured it was time to introduce her to the family. So he had a little get together, and I was talking to her. I asked her, "How did you and my brother meet?" She was like, "Oh, it's a beautiful story." And I go, "Please tell it to me." She goes, "Well, I've been divorced for about a year, and I had a roommate that just kept annoying me. Like, you gotta get out there. You gotta find somebody. You just can't sit home every Saturday night. You need to get something because you're really stressed out." So I made a profile and I put it on a dating site. And within 1 hour, I got 72 responses. I'm going to pause the story there because she got 72 responses an hour, so she's hot, very hot. And I have a question for all the men out there. Who's with a woman tonight, your date, your wife, your partner, whatever? Would you please raise your hand? All right, don't be shy. Let's raise those hands. Now I'm going to ask the same men another question, but before I tell you to raise your hand and answer it, I'm going to give you some hints. So the question is, do you think the woman you're with tonight will get 72 responses in an hour? Now, the hints are, if she's got the, very smart man, if she's got the keys to the car and you don't want to walk home, you're going to want to raise your hand, right? If you and her have a joint checking or savings account, you really want to raise your hand. And if you ever expect to get anything again tonight, you're really going to raise your hand. So how many men do you think the woman they're with tonight to get 72 responses in an hour? You're all very smart guys. Now, just to be fair, in today's environment, I should ask the women the same thing. But we all know there's not one single guy here getting 72 responses in an hour on a dating site. So back to the story. So she goes, I got 72 responses an hour, and the only one I answered and responded to was your brother. Now I love my brother. He's fairly good looking, got a decent job. He thinks he's funny, and sometimes he is. But I go to her, why? Why would he be the only one? Well, she goes on to say that I'm a psychology major, and I'm working on my PhD. And in the field of psychology, there's the Bristol-Myers test to identify your personality type. Anybody familiar with it? There's 16 personality types, and there's basically a number of questions they ask you, and you got to respond. I strongly agree with it, I strongly disagree, or I really don't care. And it's really not a very good test because you can't always answer the questions. Like one of the questions is, do you like tall women? Well, I don't have enough information to answer that. I need to know, do you like hot tolerant? That I can strongly agree with, but I can't agree with anything less than that, so she goes on to say that in my profile, I put my personality type from the test, which she's a giver, which is they give them a four-letter abbreviation, so she's an ENTJ. And my brother answered, the only one of the 72 that gave his personality type. And he's a protector, he's a ISFS. I really think there should be a 17th personality type, and that would be for serial killers. But that would be really good to know that you're going out with a serial killer before you agree to the date, right? And their abbreviation would be IASU. I am screwed up. So they start chatting and everything, and after a few days of chatting, he asks her out for coffee, and she agrees to go out for coffee. And an hour before they're supposed to go out, she decides that she's not ready to go out there, and with a text, canceled it. Then she tells me that your brother was so gracious, so respectful, so understanding, that he was getting dumped in a text an hour before they were supposed to meet, that she changed her mind. And they went on the date, and the rest of the story, they've been married for 4 years now, and that's the love of his life. So later that night, I decided to ask my brother about it.
Appreciate you.
So I go up to my brother, and I say, well, how did you two meet? He goes, oh, we met online. That's it, 4 syllables. We met online. And that is the difference between men and women. So thank you very much for having me. I hope to come back for Christmas, after Christmas, or right before, because we're always sick of it by then. And I will explain to you, and you'll all agree that night, what's really wrong with Christmas. Thank you very much. Have a great night. Drive safe.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for Rick. It's a lot to come up here, you know what I mean? Sure does, All right.
Thank you.
See, I gotta figure out who's next here.